yourselves to leave the prison one. Show some love. Hold each other.
Welcome to the Princess Akpabio show. On this show, we change minds and change attitudes on how you perceive things in life generally. In life, we have so many questions but fewer answers concerning certain issues that we are facing. And that's why I'm here, to give you the kind of answers that you may be looking for the questions that you have. I am your friend, I am your sister, I am your coach. I'm here to make your day a blissful one. Welcome.
We are changing minds and changing attitudes.
You are watching the Princess Akpabio show.
You see, love is more of deep sense of attraction. You're attracted to a person's spirit. You're attracted to a person's soul, body, mind.
Change your minds and change your attitudes.
You're watching Princess Akpabio show, and we've been talking on the dignity of womanhood. And we've defined dignity, we've defined womanhood. The dignity means self-worth. It talks about self-regard. It means respect for yourself. And womanhood is a woman who has moved from being a girl to become an adult as a woman. And we've talked about the problems affecting womanhood and how a woman is being deterred by certain things and certain elements in the society from achieving what's actually her dreams and her visions for herself. Now, let's go into talking about solutions to the problem facing womanhood. Increase the education of the girl child. That will be number one on my list. If we want to regain, if we want to maintain, if we want to build up the womanhood, we need to increase the education of the girl child. It must be encouraged from the father's perspective. It must be encouraged from the mother's perspective, the community leaders as a whole, the husband, the brothers, the sisters, the uncles, the aunties must be involved in actually educating the girl child. We need to stop saying, tomorrow she'll be married to a man and all that money you spent will be gone to the man's house, and she will take all that education and all that she has achieved in the father's house to the man's house. Look at it from this other perspective. When you send an educated woman to a husband's house, that man is going to benefit. The family will benefit. And you as the parents or the caregiver would also benefit from the education of the girl child. Let's prepare the girl child to go into her matrimonial home or to go into the world as a working class woman, working class mother, an Amazon, Renaissance Black Amazon who is ready to contribute her own quota to making the world a better place. And when I mean education, I'm talking about formal and informal education. I know I've been talking about educate the girl child. And a lot of people is going to be talking about, oh, is this certificate alone? No. You cannot raise an Amazon if you don't teach them at home how to be a woman with dignity, a woman with panache, a woman with class, a woman with levels. And what do I mean by that? Cook. An Amazon needs to know how to cook, needs to know how to take care of her home, her children, her husband, even in the workplace. As an Amazon Renaissance girl child, she needs to know how to do these things. Housekeeping. We need to teach our children how to housekeep. We need to teach our children how to bake. When I was growing up, I learned how to do knitting. I could knit. But I bet you there's a lot of girl childs today walking around don't even know what knitting is. I do farm work. And I can still do it till today. I still go to the farm. I'm a farmer. I own Patillion's farm. I still do farm work and I enjoy farming. A lot of our contemporary girl child or women don't know how to do any of these things. Everything must be bought in the market. Who said so? Why not plant a garden in your own house? Yes, outside. Why can't you do a garden for yourself where things are there? These are the things that I learned from my parents growing up at home. Sweeping. Some people don't know how to sweep. Of course, yes. There are vacuum cleaners. Some don't even know how to turn on a vacuum cleaner. They can't even use a vacuum cleaner. Not to talk of the fact that when you finish taking a shower from a bathtub, you're supposed to wash the bathtub. Some people have to wait for their maids to do the bathtub washing. Royalty? Okay, I can understand that. I can understand that you can afford that. But there are just some things that I wouldn't want anybody to take away from me. Like taking my shower and cleaning my shower curtains and cleaning my shower glass or my shower door or cleaning my bathtub when I'm done. That's what I was taught at home. Folding my clothes. Some women don't even know how to fold their clothes. I'm talking about formal and informal education now. So informal education. A lot of women don't even know that clothes are meant to be hung by colors, by styles. They will put black on red, yellow, purple, mix it up. No, white is supposed to be hung by white, blue by blue, green by green, short sleeves and long sleeve, different kinds of material. Some of the clothes that you need to fold, you need to learn how to fold them during laundry. That's what I'm talking about. As you're going on to be educated, a lot of women allow this, their education, to get into their head. Women, while we are screaming and shouting, men, give us our right, you need to also learn how to balance being a working class woman and also being a wife. You don't necessarily have to be a housewife. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a housewife. Housewife is a 100% full-time duty. It takes a lot to do that. And I celebrate all our mothers who grew up, raising us to be housewives, and our fathers had to be the one to provide for them. We celebrate you and we appreciate you for all the contributions that you've given to us and helping us to be where we are. But I grew up with a working class mother. So my orientation is changed completely. I'm thinking on a different strata right here. I'm on a different level with that. I strongly believe that my education has made me who I am. But my formal education or informal education with my father and my mother has made me a better person. That there is no way you would put me that I will not thrive and I will not excel. Number 2, equality in employment. Please, let everything we do with a girl child be out of, she deserves it, she's qualified for it. Let it not be because of, we have to sleep with you to give you a job. And sometimes men will sleep with women and not give them the job. Even in acting, they will sleep with you and not give you the role. And the society believes that a woman who has made it, she slept her way to the top. And that's a lie. You and I know that's a lie. That's a big fat lie. That is not true. Let's give a girl child, let's give a woman a job because she is qualified for it, not because you slept with her to get to that point. Orientation change would be number 3. Sensitization of the mindset of people, especially in the rural areas. Our women in the rural areas have no idea. They don't understand. They believe that even when a man batters them, beats them up, it's okay. Why? Education. Let's talk to our girl child. They can also make it. I lived in the village with my grandmother for some years, yes, because my father believed that we had to be cultural. So I had to go live with Ne of blessed memory in the village of Nkot, and I had to go to the farm. I actually went to primary school in the village. And I had a well-to-do father. Why? Because she wanted me to learn my culture. She wanted me to speak the Akpabio language. And so I strongly believe that if we have an orientation change, that there is nothing wrong in knowing things about yourself. It will make womanhood be restored. People should be made to know that there are opportunity in the armed forces, in the paramilitary. It's not just for men. And men need to give women the opportunity to also be commanders and general. Even in the police force. What is wrong if I don't even think Nigeria has actually had an AIG that is a woman or an IG of police that is a woman. I'm yet to see that. But wouldn't that be nice for a change? It would be so nice for a change. And I'm sure she would do very well. Empowerment of women through political appointments. Giving them the opportunity to be what they are supposed to be. To also rule. Yes, I remember, my state actually had a deputy governor once upon a time. Okay, we've tried, but I think it's time that we are ready to have a female president in Nigeria. We are ready to have a female governor in Akpabio state. And it starts now, it starts with the youth. Let us give women vocational training and skills. Get them, encourage them to actually go get this thing. Give them agricultural loans to help them with their farming work. Creating enabling environment to encourage women to vie for political offices. Like I just mentioned, governorship. Look at what happened in the United States. Hillary Clinton in 2016, I saw her running for the president of the United States, and she won the popular vote against Donald Trump. Right now, we have less than 35% of women in our country holding political offices. And I strongly believe that we are gradually progressing to a point where we are going to have 50 on 50. Question is, how healthy is the person that we are appointing at this time? When we keep giving offices to people who are 70 and above, how long would they live to lead us? Remember, the Bible says our years are 70 or 80. If we have special mightiness, our existence is untroubled and filled with hurtfulness. Let me give you a little bit background here. Gowon at 34 was already president. President Muhammad Buhari at 27 was already Minister of Petroleum in the same Nigeria that we are living in today. And the saying goes, the youths of today shall be leaders of tomorrow. What about the women? Are women not youths? I strongly believe that if we encourage young women to take leadership, that women will not let us down as much as we think. Let us disabuse our mind from the negativity that women would not have respect, that women would now come and be insulting men. That is just a figment of your imagination. Let us emancipate ourselves from such mental slavery. You're married to a woman, aren't you? And she's in your house. How does she treat you? She doesn't treat you with respect. How does she take care of your children? She doesn't show them love. And what makes you think that if she can do that for you in your home, that she cannot actually do that in the place of power? How do we restore dignity of womanhood? It's possible, yes, we can, because there's been a lot of negativity over the years that is working against women. And it's time in our generation, the 21st century, we need to shut up this blackmail and divorce them permanently. Number one, say no to sexual abuses on women. Women are being sexually abused. And I'm not saying that men are not, but it's more on the women than it is on the men. So in order for us to restore the dignity of womanhood, let us say no to sexual abuses on women. Say no to domestic violence and abuse against women. A lot of women stay in marriages that are not loving at all, just because, where do I start from now? Where do I go from here? Everybody's just thinking about it. Oh, society would laugh at me. People would say all kinds of things about me. And so with this, she lives with the pains of dealing with abuse in her marriage or in the relationship. Why? Because she's afraid of what society would say. It is traumatizing for a woman. And at the end of the day, some women end up losing their lives by accepting to stay in a marriage where there is abuse. And mothers, please excuse me. Stop encouraging your daughters to stay in a relationship that is abusive because of material things that you are going to gain out of it. She deserves to leave. She deserves an opportunity. She can be who God created her to be if we give her the opportunity to do so. Say no to belittling of the girl child in the midst of a boy child. The girl child is superior as much as the boy child. The boy child is not better in anywhere than the girl child. So let's stop belittling women. Let's stop saying women are not this, women are not good enough. Oh, she's a woman. Let's kill that, because once you say she's a woman, do you have a girl child in your house? One day, she too will grow up from being a girl child to being a woman. So whatever you do, make sure that you encourage your girl child. Do not belittle girl child. We don't want that anymore going forward from here. Encourage the girl child to be financially independent. Let her stand on her own. Let her have her own money. She shouldn't be so dependent on a man's money. Encourage the girl child to aspire for high-ranking political positions and offices, even in the corporate world. We need to say no to discrimination against women. Discrimination is not it. Discrimination keeps us at the bottom. Distinction, exclusion, or restriction made on the basis of sex, which has the effect or the purpose of impairing or nullifying the recognition, enjoyment, or exercise by women irrespective of their marital status. That is discrimination. We need to stop discriminating on women based on the fact that they are women. Sex, gender discrimination. The dignity of womanhood is a collective effort for us to regain it back, to make it better, to make the woman have a voice in our society, to have the woman build alongside our men, that our world could be better than what we met it. It shouldn't always be the same way that we grew up to see with our parents. Let it not just be only women screaming. We need help. Help us, recognize us, encourage us to be independent. It's a movement for us. We need to restore the dignity of women. Help us. Men, help us. Help us. No. Men, it is your turn now. The ball is in our court, not just the woman's court. It's in everybody's court. We have to give a woman an opportunity to express herself, just like women have stood by men for decades unending, supporting every ambition of the man. It is time. Isn't every good turn deserves another? It's time for us to restore the dignity of womanhood. When the woman comes into play here, restoration comes, healing comes to our nation, things will change. We will have nurturing children. We will have a better organized homes and communities when the woman is there. It is the woman that brings the peace that we need. Remember what they say, when you give a woman a home or a house, she will build a home for you. You give her sperm, she gives you a baby. You give her groceries, she cooks you a good meal. Whatever you give to a woman, she makes it better than what you gave it to her when you gave it to her. After all is said and done, if we want the best for our life, it is time for us to treat and defend women, for them to be what God had created them to be. It is time for us to know that when we get to heaven on that day, or wherever we're going to go on the last day, or when we die and leave this planet Earth, there is a man that has power or spiritual divinity or divine powers that will question how we spent our time here on earth. And I believe that the partnership that God gave to mankind should be used equally between the man and the woman to have a better community, to have a better nation, to create the world that we want to see. And that is changing minds, changing attitudes. Until I come again your way on another episode, I am Princess Pat Akpabio. And as always, do take care of yourself. Bye for now.
Things are never what they seem to be. Changing minds, changing attitudes. Bring ourselves to live a peace and one. Changing minds, changing attitudes. Bring ourselves to live a peace and one. Show some love, hold each other's hands. In confidence we'll make the world a better place. We are changing minds and changing attitudes.
You are watching the Princess Pat Akpabio Show.